You are not the person that you think you are. You are not the person that other people view you as. You are purely a reflection of how you think other people view you. Let me explain. So, life is perspective, right? People view you differently based on a bunch of things, right? Based on their perspective, I guess. So, let's just say you're in a coffee shop, right? And you are alone, you're quiet, you're just keeping to yourself. One person might view that as you being really peaceful, right? They might say, oh, that guy's a peaceful man. Another person might view that as lonely. That guy's a lonely man. That guy doesn't have any friends. That guy seems sad. That guy seems calm. People view you differently based on their perspective. And in turn, they're going to treat you differently, right? Based on how they view you, okay? Sneaker made a video about this, but anyway. So yeah, people view you differently and treat you differently, and in turn you reciprocate this and you act a certain way to these people, right? So an example of this would be you act differently based on how your family views you. Your family members view you a certain way, so you act a certain way. Your friends view you a certain way, so you act a certain way. You do not act the same around your family and your friends, around girls, around people in your work. You all act completely differently, and you almost adapt based on these certain people, right? So if you think about it, there are 100, 200, 300 versions of yourself out there. And I was talking to my friend Solomon about this actually, and he made a good point, right? I was thinking, this is almost being inauthentic, this is being fake, because guess what? If you're acting differently based on certain people, you're not authentic, right? You're not being authentic to yourself. There's no true you. Who the hell are you behind all these different personas that you give off? And my friend Solomon said that yes, there are different copies of you out there, and there are different versions of you that you put off in front of certain people, but these are all still you. They're just different sides of you, different like shades of you, which is a very good point. I just wanted to bring up. And yeah, I feel like going back to the first thing I said, right? You are not who you think you are. In a way, you actually are who you think you are. So if you've ever heard the quote by anyway, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but he's a French philosopher. He says, wait, what the fuck is the quote again? I think, therefore I am. That is the quote. And this is so true, because I did say in the beginning of the video, you are not who you think you are, but in a way you actually are who you think you are, right? How you view yourself is very important. For example, I view myself as a strong, disciplined young man who is more mature and has quite a lot of life experience. That's who I view myself as, and therefore I act certain ways and do certain things to reciprocate how I view myself. I hope this stuff is making sense, because it makes sense in my head. I just am trying to get better on camera at explaining my ideas. Anyway, so in turn, I do things to reciprocate that. But I remember when I was talking to this girl, said, she pointed out some red flags of mine, and it took me aback because I was like, wow, I didn't even think I had red flags. I thought I was this perfect person, but this person viewed me completely differently, right? Which is really interesting, actually, in my opinion. It's just goes to show how life is perspective. And yeah, my perspective may differ from yours. Yeah. That's really all I wanted to say. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. If you got anything from this video, thank you. I want to leave on one final note, and that if other people's opinions shape who you are in a way, who are you when there are no opinions? Who are you when you're alone? What do you do when you're alone? Food for thought. If you want a video on the growth mindset, it should be right here. I worked very hard on that video, and if you could give it a look, that would be very much appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Anyway, thank you.